That keyword I talked about on yesterday's podcast. After publishing the updates, it took less than 24 hours for me to get to page 1 of Google for that keyword. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. The keyword is growth hacking newsletter. Growth hacking newsletter. I got a backlink. I had an article written about me in hackernoon.com. I got a backlink that said Edward has a growth hacking newsletter. And newsletter, the word newsletter, linked to the newsletter. There's all these other links to different assets of mine in the article. The article was entirely about me, is entirely about me. You could search Hacker Noon Edward Sturm if you would like to see it. It's a good article. And then I started thinking, and I talked about this on yesterday's episode, I started thinking, growth hacking newsletter, do people search that? They do. Is my page optimized for that? It's not. I put growth hacking newsletter in the page title, the meta description. I put it in the copy for the page. I put it in the alt text. I submitted those changes to Google Search Console. This is something that people search for, but it's not too competitive. And within 24 hours, I'm showing up number 1 on Google for this keyword. Amazing. And I wonder how many other keywords there are like this. Because a keyword like this, it has what I like to call use intent. I can't really say it's purchase intent, but it could be. I don't know. People who are searching this, they could be so desperate for a good growth hacking newsletter that they would even pay for one. Mine is free, edwardsturm.com/newsletter. If you want the best darn growth hacking newsletter on the interwebs, so good that I get recognized at events for this newsletter. True story. Told that on the podcast. Oh my gosh, the sunrise in front of me is so crazy. It is 7:30 a.m. in Wrocław, Poland. I'm going to get outside and watch the sunrise right after recording this. I'm so excited for the sunrise. Showing up number 1 for this keyword. The people who search it, they want a growth hacking newsletter in their inbox. These are the best people to have. They're going to be excited to receive it. Mine is very good. They're going to share it. And I'm wondering how many keywords there are like this, how many search terms there are like this around growth hacking newsletters, growth marketing newsletters, because I can just make, oh my gosh, I can make bottom of funnel SEO landing pages for all of those keywords, probably rank for them pretty well. It's exciting. You just unlock all these new people from around the world who are Googling, who are searching, and I love it. And I made these changes, and within 24 hours, I would totally encourage you, look at my newsletter page, look at what the page title is, look at what the meta description is, read the copy. Look at the H1 doesn't even have growth hacking newsletter in it. And I did that because I wanted to strike a balance between having a page that converts, but also doing one for SEO. And this newsletter I linked to from all of my social media accounts. I linked to it from everywhere, this newsletter page. What I also could have done, I didn't even think of it until now, is I could have just made a dedicated bottom of funnel page for this keyword. The thing is, changing the page title, it won't affect the conversion rate. Changing the page title and the meta description will not affect the conversion rate for people who are arriving on the page from social media. The little bits of copy that I changed also will not affect that. Changing the H1 or changing the intro, that would have affected that. So I didn't change that. My copy converts very well on this newsletter page. Here's what I would do if I were you and you wanted to see the changes that I made that led to me ranking on page 1 in 24 hours. Go to web.archive.org to see Wayback Machine. Wayback Machine creates snapshots of websites so you can see how websites used to look in the past and the copy that they used. So useful. Go to that. Go to edwardsturm.com. Go to my footer to find my newsletter. You have to click Growth Hacking Secrets, and then you'll get to the newsletter page. Use the Moz bar. It's a free Chrome extension, or there are other similar extensions, or you can view page source and look into the HTML yourself, and you can see the page title and the meta description that this page used to use. And then go and see how I changed it now. Go look at what it is now. And you'll see that I'm very blatantly targeting that keyword. And it works so well that after submitting it to Google Search Console, I'm showing up on page 1. And I think I'm going to keep growing. I think my page is better than a lot of these other pages. And as I'm responding to journalist queries with featured.com, which by the way has been working very well to build links, I will mention growth hacking newsletter in a few of my answers. and that will increase the rankings that I'm getting. So very exciting. This is going to be a short episode. I'm watching the sunrise. I got to go out there. Thought I'd share that. I think there's a lesson in this. If someone ranks on Google in under 24 hours, I want to hear the story. And that's the story. And you can see it for yourself. This is episode 176. Here, I'll tell you the quick other thing that I'm doing before I wrap. Quick other thing that I'm doing. I think I'm going to order a US SIM card to Poland to put into my old iPhone 8 to upload TikToks, because people don't know this about the TikTok algorithm. It is so highly segmented by SIM card. Unless you go viral, then a video is seen globally. If not, your videos will be shown to a high percentage of people from the country where your SIM card is from. I switched to a Polish SIM card being here, so I'm going to get an American SIM card, which I don't actually use outside of Wi-Fi, so it doesn't get charged. And then I should be able to target people back home in the United States. My current American SIM card with the eSIM with the iPhone 15, which is what I have, if I turn that on and then leave the apartment with my iPhone 15, which I do every day, then that one gets charged. So I'm going to order one so I can, nobody knows that about TikTok, which, like I said on many other shows, is an amazing channel. How highly segmented the views you get are by SIM card, unless you go viral. For example, last week I got 4.5 million views, and these videos were seen by people everywhere. I think it's just an interesting nuance. If you travel a lot like me, and if you want to be active on TikTok, it's definitely something to know. And TikTok is a very worthwhile channel to invest in. Very, very worthwhile. It brings a lot of traffic. In fact, I'm going to make a couple videos trying to go viral, talking about my growth hacking newsletter. I think I can do it. Okay, I'm going to end this episode by saying this. For me, this is a good episode. I have an interesting insight, an interesting theory for what I could be doing, and a good result. For me, that's a good episode. But I want to end this. This is something that I think about all the time, and I've talked about often, but it's a novel way to phrase it. And that is, there is no such thing as a boring product or service. The marketer just hasn't yet discovered the ways in which it is interesting. This is episode 176 of The Edward Show. This is my daily 7 days a week growth hacking, growth marketing podcast. It's December 28th. I'm going to go out and watch the sunrise. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.